What's good, Footy Culture fam? My name is Matthews, aka Matt, aka Matozinho. Today, boys, coming at you out another episode of the Footy Culture Podcast. Once again, I'm joined today by Dan.
How's it going, everyone? United is getting a W again this weekend against Fulham.
Jeez.
We'll get back into that, though.
What?
Cheeky send-offs there, eh? Got a man like James. I think he is.
Looking down from the top of the table, man.
Yeah?
Oh, you guys aren't first?
That's how I'm feeling, man.
You guys aren't first?
Yeah.
Well, 1 point, bro?
It's all
Not
it
looking
takes.
down too much, bro.
Not looking down too much, but it's all it takes, man. 1 point.
There you go. Got a man like Chris.
No, you're looking up, bro.
You gotta be looking up, bro. Long ways away, bro.
7 more points. 7 more points.
That's crazy.
Finish league. And then last but not least, man like Jay Tate.
What up?
Okay.
Come on, bro.
What was that?
You got a license for those firearms?
Oh my.
Go.
Why did you?
That was so crazy.
Why did you just bite your lip?
If I can zoom in right now, I
Who's mans, bro?
Here to talk some football, man. Let's keep it moving.
I don't think so, bro. The way you're staring at that camera, I don't know.
can. And the wink.
Bro, you just gotta play that one song. Sin City. Da, 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 da.
I don't know what song that is.
That one.
That one song on TikTok, bro.
You lost us,
Y'all know
bro.
it. Anyways, Jay, I see you wearing that Barca kit. Nice, nice home kit. I don't see the Rosalia or Motomami on there, but Spotify's on there regardless. Talk to me, bro. 2-1. What's your biggest takeaway from El Clasico?
The biggest thing I took away from that game was that Barca, when fit, when healthy, are the best team on the planet.
Best
What?
team on the
Best
planet.
team on the planet.
No.
Really?
There you go.
Yeah.
Over Bayern, over City, over Arsenal,
City.
Yes, because
over Napoli?
when healthy, we triumphed against our biggest rivals this season
And
put them to shame. And guess who scored in both of those games?
But you just said
Messi.
you guys got knocked
you just
out
said your
by
team
every
wasn't healthy
competition.
this week.
This week?
Well, this game against Real Madrid, you just said your team is not healthy.
Yeah, and we still did the job. So imagine if we were fully healthy.
Might be a demolition, bro.
I'm saying with this similar team. Wait, you didn't have Pedri this game, right?
No Pedri, no
You
Dembele.
no Pedri, no Dembele. But with Pedri, you guys still lost to United.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't say you're the best team in the world because you're just a good matchup against Real Madrid. You wouldn't be a good matchup against Bayern. You guys would get killed by Bayern. You wouldn't be a good matchup against City. You guys get killed by City. Therefore, not the best team in the world. But they did have a great game against Madrid,
Yeah.
coming out 2-1. Unlucky for Asensio to get that offside goal, but
Bro, man was kissing the badge and then he got called off for offside, bro.
It's crazy to think
That's
that
crazy.
Real Madrid play really, really well under pressure. When it's week in, week out, they come and show up on the Liga pitches to face Celta de Vigo, Barcelona, whoever else it is, Elche. Like, it's like they don't show up.
They don't really care.
It's like, okay, you get 1-0 wins against bottom half of the table. They come here, lose to Barcelona like every single time. I think they only won once against you guys this season. Earlier this season in Santiago Bernabeu.
I think they're undefeated.
No, they beat you guys the first game. It was 3-1, I think.
Was it?
No, I think
I was in Madrid. I was in Madrid. They wanted to go to that game, and then he didn't end up getting
That was
tickets.
last season, though, no?
That was this season. I was in Europe.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was in Spain. And
But didn't Barca win?
they ended up losing 3-1. No, they ended up losing. So that's the only one they won from the 4 games you guys played. You guys lost the first one, and then you guys won the last 3. But it literally looks like Madrid do not show up to play when it comes to like La Liga or anything when they come up against like La Liga teams. Champions League is a different story because who know, like they've shown it before. They come up against whoever it is and they'll just remontadas, scoring 7-0 games, 5-0 games,
Yeah.
destroying Liverpool, and then they have Chelsea now. So I'm sure they're gonna show up against Chelsea, but clearly when it comes down to the Liga, this is not it for them.
I mean, the thing with like league competition versus cup competition, league is way harder. Because the league, you got to go 38 games. You got to be consistent every game. With cup competitions, it's like what, 12 games max, 14 games max. There's a lot of luck involved. So
Yeah,
with
but
Madrid is they could get lucky sometimes.
But a team like Arsenal, who are playing in a much more competitive league, not saying it's better, but more competitive, they're doing really well in the league. And it's unfortunate that they lost against Sporting in the Europa League. But, it's one game. That one game, they didn't really play the greatest, but Sporting showed up clearly, and they performed well. So I feel like teams can definitely go out there and play the competition and play, a lot of these football and then have great seasons and have great cup games. But it just feels like Madrid are just not there when it comes down to it.
You think Madrid builds their team for tournaments more than a league?
It definitely seems that way because they have 14 Champions Leagues. I feel like their main focus is definitely Champions League because they have 3 Ligas in like the last decade, 2 La Ligas.
Yeah, because
And how
Definitely
many
their main
Champions
focus
League?
is
Yeah.
Champions.
Because end of the day, what sounds better, being the champions of Europe or champions of La Liga?
Yeah,
Or champions of Spain, right?
yeah,
like that's Madrid's trophy. Like that's what they go.
That's
for.
their
That's
that's their like thing.
That's their bread and butter,
That's their
bro.
brand.
Yeah.
That's their brand.
Yeah.
They're the champions of Europe. They're gonna be the greatest of Europe of all time.
because you'll always see them going after like these coaches that have won
Champions League.
European competitions, not so much like the league. They're not gonna go after like a Conte. They're not gonna go after like Pep. Pep doesn't really win Champions League. So that's why they go Carlo, Mourinho, etc., etc.
yeah.
And yeah, I just see them being built. Like they buy all these talented players that could really make moments out of like nothing. Like a lot of teams get built around a certain style, but Real Madrid's just literally just talent. Go do what you can as our Ancelotti's play style. That's why it fits so well in Europe.
Yeah. See, I'm glad you mentioned Ancelotti because I got a stat here. So, of all the managers who featured in at least 10 Clásicos, either with Barca or Real Madrid, Ancelotti boasts the highest losing rate. So, 58% with 12 games and 7 losses. And then another thing, if I read to you the stats of this manager, would you guys say he's an elite level manager? So, with Parma, 0 out of 2 trophies. So, 2 seasons, 0 trophies. Juventus, 0 for 3. Milan, 1 for 9. Chelsea, 1 for 2. Paris, 1 for 2. Hold on, my document escaped me for a second here. So Paris, 1 for 2. Madrid, 1 for 4. And this is assuming they don't win it this year, which they probably won't. Bayern, 1 for 1. Napoli, 0 for 1. Everton, 0 for 2. So 5 trophies in the league out of 26 seasons as a manager at the top level. Would you guys say this is an elite level manager? 5 trophies in a 26 season career.
Okay, look, when you say 5 out of 26, no, that's not an elite level manager. I get it. Like, you're a cup merchant. Ancelotti has great success in cup competitions, but football isn't just cup competitions. You have to win some leagues. And you look at his CV, he's played for some he's coached some crazy talented squads.
Yeah.
There's no excuse for not winning the leagues. I think you said 1 out of 9 at Milan.
Yeah. And the players
the
he
heck?
had on that Milan team, crazy.
Yeah, we speak about this golden jet Milan that had that diamond with Pirlo, Kaká, Gattuso, and Seedorf, and he had Sheva, Crespo, Inzaghi at the strike. How are you not winning more league titles? I hear Ancelotti GOAT, best manager of all time, and at times I could agree with that because you look at all these magical moments in the Champions League, but you're not winning any leagues. That's a problem. This is football. He's not coaching World Cup games. He's coaching like club teams that have leagues to play in. 5 out of 26? That's disgusting.
Because a lot of people would say Ancelotti's like in their top 5 maybe for coaches of all
No,
time.
I've heard
maybe,
GOAT.
I'd say.
Some
Some people even saying GOAT. But would you say he's a GOAT with this like CV?
I still say yes.
Why?
I still say yes because we have this argument all the time. Champions League or would you rather have the league? CL has a lot more pull than the league. Does he have the most of all time of any manager?
CLs?
I believe so. He does.
Probably does.
But you're as a club manager, you're not only coaching Champions League. That's not his job. That's 1/3, 1/4, maybe 1/6 of his job. You're coaching in 4 or 5 different competitions. That's a quarter of your job.
Okay, now let me compare his 9-year at Milan. How many did he win with Milan?
1.
He won 1. Oh, okay. 1 in 9 years. And then let's say he won 1 Serie A, 1 CL, or you just coach Juve for that 9 years and you win, let's say 9 league titles, but you got 0 CLs. Or 8 Serie A's because you got the 1 with Milan. What would you rather have there in a manager? Would you rather the 1 CL and the 1 Serie A, or would you rather just All CDS. Yeah,
Run the league for 8 years.
yeah. Like what manager would you rather have?
But who's like that?
Just let's say Allegri won Juve
But he didn't though.
8 years.
He didn't.
Okay, no, you can just it's just hypothetical.
In a hypothetical what if scenario, if you're looking at a CV, that Allegri CV in your example is longer. His page is longer than Ancelotti's is.
Yeah, but it doesn't have a CL on it.
But he has 9 league titles. What, in a row?
No, 8. We're gonna go 8
In a
'cause
row?
Milan has the
But
one.
let's say you're a team and you're looking for a gaffer or a manager who you're looking to bring in to win you the CL. Are you bringing Allegri or Ancelotti?
Ancelotti.
There's the weight. As much as
Okay.
it is one CL, and then compared to 9 or 10 steady league titles, it's important. Teams will bring you in just because of that title, that UCL you won, and that reason only.
No, I never said it's not important, but like, is that a problem? I think so. Like, you're not complete. You've lost more than you've won.
Okay, how about on the other hand?
And a lot, of course, most managers in the world lose more than they win. But he's losing with the best teams
Yeah, but he's also winning
every
with the
year.
best team. He's also winning with the best teams, though. On the other hand, Pep Guardiola is he a GOAT?
Some people may put him there.
But he doesn't win CLs. He won it with Barca.
He has 2 CLs.
Yeah, he won with Barca, but that Barca team was nuts. Yeah, that
Look
Barca
at
team
his
was nuts.
look at
But
the
like,
Milan
but
team.
like, if you look at it, he should be winning with City. He should be winning with Bayern. Like those teams are also nuts, and he's not winning with those teams.
Okay, but how is Ancelotti not winning league titles? How is Ancelotti not winning league titles? Let's say in 07 when Juve are relegated, how is he not winning a league title that year? That's the year also won the Champions League.
Okay, that year I don't know what to tell you because Juve's not in the league. But
And in a year like that, how is he not winning the league?
that year I'll give it to him. Yeah, he should be winning that league.
What
Especially being the best team.
03 when they also won the Champions League? Why are they not winning the league that year?
Hey, don't ask me. I don't know. You gotta ask Carlo.
Okay, but he's clearly not a perfect manager.
But there isn't. You won't find a perfect manager.
Okay, but that record, 5 out of 26, what percentage is that?
Okay, well, like
I'm not too good at
24.
math, but that's less than like that's way less than a
out of
quarter.
26.
Yeah.
That's
5 out of
1/5.
24.
That's
Don't
1/5.
count-
That's
don't
1/5.
count
That's
Everton.
1/5.
That's 1/5.
That's
yeah.
1/5.
So that's 20%. You're winning 20% of your league titles with the best teams every time.
That's pretty good.
No,
Is
I don't
that?
think so. How?
How's that good?
But look at some of the teams he managed. here.
Okay, you take out the shitty teams. It's 5
Yeah.
out of 21.
That's like a quarter.
Napoli, he was never winning the league with Napoli. In a Juve run-
You take out the shitty teams.
Okay, so then it's not even close.
How? It's 5 less.
5 out of 21.
That's 2. Parma had 3. Napoli.
5 out of
It's
21.
5 out of 26 versus 5 out of 21.
Yeah.
Oh, you did the math.
It's
Okay.
5 out of 21. It's right there. Yeah.
Which-
That's still pretty
I
good.
mean, it brings it down
I don't
quite
think
a bit.
I don't
Is that
think
pretty
so.
But like, no, if you're gonna hire a manager, and let's say Xavi gets appointed, and you're told that Xavi's gonna win one league every 4 years, but he's also gonna bring you 2 Champions Leagues every 4 years. Is that not good?
But technically that didn't happen because Carlo won one Serie A in 9 years.
I know, but I'm just saying, just going based off the numbers. One every four. Technically, if you look at all of his, let's say 5 out of 21, call it 1 every 4 years on average. He's winning a league every 4 years on average. Obviously, he had spells where he won more, he won less, whatever it is. But on average, if you look, 1 every 4 years in Madrid, 1 for 2 in Paris, 1 for 2 in Chelsea, 100% there, and then it was just really Milan. That was tough, and then Juve as well. But 1 every 4 years, he's winning the league. And with the amount of Champions Leagues he has, let's say two Champions League every 4 years, would you not say that's a manager you would want to have coaching your team? Just based off purely statistics.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's not bad then. Put it like that.
That's pretty good.
But when you go a little deeper into it, that 1 out of 2 Paris, how is he not winning that second one with PSG?
Who won?
You-
Who
you-
won the other league? Was it Lille?
No,
No, that wasn't
year?
that year.
I don't think so.
Could have been Lyon, maybe.
I believe it was Lille if you're talking 11-12. But how are you not winning PSG with PSG at that time?
Well, PSG
also,
weren't that good at that
they were pretty
time.
good.
But Lille were pretty good too.
Yeah.
That was the Ibra run.
But then again, back to the Milan, 1 out of 9.
That's tough.
But to be fair, I think maybe 2 or 3 of those seasons were calciopoli. So I think Milan had like a
Oh, they had
30-point deduction or something, and
Yeah.
then like a 12-point deduction. So there's
That's
a
a
little
problem.
lenience there, but still, 1 for 9 is kind of crazy.
1 for 9 is tough.
But you add a little more context to that. In pretty much that 5, so it was 1 out of 9. In a 5-year stretch there, their city rivals won the league 5 times in a row. That's also a big problem. Your city rival is dominating you every year in the league with a worse team.
Now that's the problem. That is a problem.
Like, imagine instead of Madrid's winning the leagues all those times, imagine if it was Madrid winning the leagues all those times, it was Atletico winning the league all those times. Instead of Barca.
I'd be mad.
Imagine it was Atletico winning every single time for 5 years in a row. And Madrid have the super team and you don't.
Yeah,
That's basically what happened.
Then it is a problem. So then, yeah, maybe his Milan days, even though he won them a CL, that was probably the biggest problem for his career. But other than that, I don't see too much wrong with his career. Yeah, just Milan. And maybe Juve, but
0 for 3. Yeah.
I mean, that's probably a big takeaway from the game. He may be on the outs. They're talking about sacking him.
But this usually goes. He has one great season, and the next season he's usually out the door.
So
Go ahead.
You think he's out the door then this season?
Yeah, I feel like his play style is hard to get a team to keep doing the same thing because
He doesn't really have a play.
There's
style.
not too much tactics involved.
It's like defend solid, defend well, and then attacking players do your thing. Like it's not really like a system per se.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like truthfully, you don't really see him like changing up his tactics very often either. Like, you know, some managers, like depending on what team they're coming up against, they're gonna tinker their tactics. Maybe they'll play a 3-back. Maybe they throw an extra man in midfield. But like with Ancelotti, 4-3-3, 4-3-3, 4-3-3. Like every game, like clockwork.
and it's the same subs coming on every time.
Right.
Rodrigo, Camavinga, or Tchouameni,
Or Asensio.
or Asensio. It's the same subs. Like it's predictable after a while. I mean, they're Madrid, so yeah. Why? Who would you guys all sack Carlo this season? Taking that he still is in the semifinals of the CL. Quarterfinals.
Quarterfinals.
Possibly making the semifinals.
If they lose this, if they make the finals of Champions League, is debatable. But if not, then he's done.
If they don't make semis,
If they don't make the finals,
if they don't make finals,
if they're in the finals and they lose in the finals, okay, it's still questionable. But at the same time, Madrid have to really calculate and measure who's next, right? If they don't mind bringing someone like Tuchel in, maybe change things up a little bit, right? Because Tuchel is still a young manager, and you have young talent on the team. They can probably help grow. You can also bring something new to the actual club
yeah,
itself.
CL experience.
So that's one factor. But if even then, if Ancelotti does win the CL, it's still questionable there.
You think even if he wins?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're 1-4 against Barca.
It's still questionable because at the end of the day, like, hey, you want us to CL, yeah, like obviously they're the champions of Europe, they're gonna go back to back. But I feel like it is time to bring like someone in who's gonna be there for the next 3-4 years,
Yeah.
5 years. Because if he's actually considering looking for an actual international job, you know what I mean? There's still young players on the team. There's lots of players who are going to be out now this season who they're going to try to maybe bring in new players next season, right?
Yeah.
Considering that Ancelotti isn't the manager to, you know what, fight for the league, play those 38 games week in, week out, and consistently get the results, and actually get trophies like the Super Copa and Copa del Rey. And if he's just a manager, just show up on like what, Tuesday, Wednesday nights, put the best team out there, hopefully it's healthy, scrap a game out and do it. And I don't know if the club's gonna really want that every single time, every single season.
I don't know. For me, like, I don't know, it's tough because they still have 2 trophies to play for. They have Copa del Rey, which they are 1-0 down in the first leg against Barca.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Barca
yeah,
are home in the second leg, so that's 1 trophy to play for. They also have the UCL, which we know they're dangerous in. They are facing Chelsea, who, you know, kind of been getting back into it now recently, I guess, but still, Madrid versus Chelsea, UCL pedigree, Chelsea, kind of eh. They have some UCL pedigree, but obviously not as much as Madrid.
Not this team.
Not this team, though. But I think Madrid need to win at least 1 trophy Like, I think if they win the Copa del Rey, then that's more so leaning on keeping Carlo. But I think it all depends on how they do in UCL. If they lose against Chelsea, then he's definitely getting fired. If they get to the finals and lose, it might be tough because
I think
Madrid.
it depends on who though they lose to.
It's true because Madrid can be ruthless as a club, but the thing with Madrid and Carlo, they're kind of like a match made in heaven. Like both like taking shortcuts and being mediocre.
Wow.
Damn.
But it all depends on how they do in the couple competitions.
I think they're gonna lose. I
Who?
think they're against Barca.
Oh yeah.
Maybe
too.
because Barca have been in their heads this season, bro. So
I think they're gonna lose. They're gonna play back at Camp Nou, and it just comes down to the CL. And I do think Madrid need something new stadium next season, brand new stadium because the stadium is still going under
the
construction.
next season.
Well, yeah, the construction stadium's probably almost done now.
New gaffer.
New gaffer, like bring new players in. You have the young talent still there. You're gonna get rid of some of the dead weight on the club. Bring something different. Because clearly this team isn't really set or built for La Liga. And it's crazy to say that because it's not really much competition.
Yeah, and they just won it
Besides the
last
top
year,
three.
too. Like the same team.
Yeah.
Pretty much, it's just one player's not performing. Benzema. Vini's been keeping up. Benzema took a drop down, and Madrid have been playing as well.
Yeah.
I would say they have a hole in the midfield as well without Casemiro for league at least. I feel like Camavinga doesn't or Tchouaméni doesn't.
Still young, right?
They're still young, yeah, but they're still like a hole because they're young.
Yeah.
But they'll probably get there eventually. Not there yet.
It's a cycle, and I think he's on the way out. And Madrid love getting rid of the kind of that dead weight, so I do believe that in due time, it's a cycle.
Yeah. But another thing with El Clasico. So apparently Madrid higher ups have contacted Barca elite players, so I guess the captains, maybe Busquets, whoever, about Gavi's behavior, saying that like he's too reckless on the field, he's too aggressive, blah blah blah, this and that, too aggressive, too dangerous, whatever. Has football gone soft?
Look, Madrid higher ups going to Barca higher ups saying Gavi's behavior has been bad, detrimental. You guys are the same club that employed Pepe, Sergio Ramos in those gritty, die-hard El Clasicos.
So true.
And you guys are complaining that Gavi's throwing a little shoulder in every now and then?
That's good.
Bro,
That's what you wanna see.
Ceballos was pulling Gavi's hair, bro. Then Gavi after in the game's like, I bet, let me get it back in blood and just give him a little shoulder shrug.
And as you mentioned, it's coming from Madrid higher ups. So I assume this is coming from guys like Benzema, Modric, guys who were there during those heated El Clasicos when Mourinho was there, when Pep was there, when Pepe and Sergio Ramos were like absolutely tearing Messi apart. It's like, I don't know. I think football is way too soft. Like if you're complaining that a little like 5'9" Gavi is throwing a little shoulder into Camavinga, like he's being too, like his behavior sucks. Like no, like this is El Clasico. This is a heated rivalry. What are you doing?
Yeah, I fully agree. Man, the old El Clasico is what we want to watch. You like the physicality, we like the roughness, we like the players getting into fights like this.
I mean, we saw that at the end of the game.
Yeah, we
They're
saw,
roughing up
but
each other.
I'm guessing that's because they were mad at them being too rough. Like this is not a fight because they want to win so bad. They're like just complaining. Oh my god, you're hurting me. Like relax. That's what El Clasico is the fight. That's what a derby should be. What you like it soft or what?
Do I like it? No, I like it rough. Like I think at the end of the day, someone like Gavi, like he's passionate. He's a passionate footballer, and sometimes you can say he's going in recklessly into some of these challenges, but at the end of the day, he's still quite young. Like obviously, he has a lot of maturing to do. Like he's fired up to even be playing in an El Clasico at this age for like his club.
Yeah,
he's been playing for since he was a youth, right? So I think like it comes in time, but I think like in a game like that, like when it's the biggest game in the country and probably one of the biggest games in the world, like you want the players to be playing passionately and fighting for the badge and going hard into tackles and just leaving it all out there. Because at the end of the day, like if you're not doing that and you're not fighting for the team, then you know what I mean? Like even if let's say they lost, let's say Barca went out there, they lost, but the players went out there and they gave 100%, the fans are going to be happy.
Yeah.
Right. But if let's say your team loses and you see your team's not really, they're not putting it all into challenges, they're just, half-ass pressing the ball. They're not even trying to throw their body into challenges. They're not trying to get in the other team's head. Like, you kind of get fed up with it a little bit, right? So I think like Xavi has them playing, good football, but he also has them playing like physical, right? And I think that's like important what they need. And I think at the end of the day, like Jay said, like some of those Madrid players were nasty. Like Gavi's not being nasty. He's just being like, a little feisty.
Yeah.
I don't
Also,
know.
Ceballos was the nasty one. Who pulls someone's hair like that?
It's
I
crazy.
don't know. I like it.
I just find it crazy how a teenager is rattling everyone, not just in Madrid, in Europe too, bro. Because I see like a lot of like people on Twitter, different fan bases saying like, man, I can't stand Gavi, bro. Like he's just like a mud on the pitch and like he's so annoying to play against. But it's crazy to see 18-year-old bro rattling Europe, bro. And then, bro, I don't know. Barca were just in Madrid's head that game because at the end of the game, Carvajal was trying to beat Barca's third keeper,
Yeah.
Arnau Tenas. Like, why, bro?
What did he do?
Like, why?
I saw videos.
That to me proves Barca were clearly in Madrid's head because, like you said, he's beefing the third keeper who has no impact on the game. Like he caught a huge stray for some reason, and like you said, an 18-year-old Gavi is completely rattling like legends and vets of Real Madrid. Like you're supposed to be the biggest club in Europe, in the world. You're supposed to be the Champions League team, and you're letting some little like goody two shoes like prince looking kid, like royalty looking kid, just completely like make it out to look like he's some beast. Meanwhile, he's putting a little shoulder into Camavinga. Like, man up! This is El Clasico. Like I literally remember Pepe, like I think he went foot up, like he used to stamp on Messi's like hand on the ground,
on the floor.
And meanwhile, now Gavi's going up to the Madrid players and being like, "You're too small, like get out of my face." But I don't know. I thought that was freaking hilarious. It made me laugh. It cheesed me, but it made me laugh.
Yeah, the game's definitely gone too soft. Like, I don't know. It is what it is. Game's progressing. Not everything's the same as it was before.
But another pickup I wanted to add in relation to El Clasico was it's pretty much based around the guy who didn't play in the game.
Guy who never plays.
Yeah, there was some news that broke that Toni Kroos revealed that he has no sympathy for Eden Hazard getting no minutes. And this is pretty much an exact quote. He said he has no sympathy for Hazard getting no minutes, essentially saying that he's a lazy ass.
Fair.
Like,
He's a bum.
what do you guys think about that situation? And what do you guys think about lazy footballers in general? Like, do you feel bad for a guy like Hazard getting no minutes?
Bro, why would you feel bad about a guy who's getting paid to do what he loves, I assume, most in life, and he's not even playing, bro? He's just collecting a paycheck. Like, he obviously doesn't take care of his fitness, as you see. He's not serious about his job, about his career, about his life. Like, it makes sense what Kroos is saying. Like, how are you going to be lazy? And then even Ancelotti, I think they asked a question about his relationship with Hazard. They're like, yeah, we don't really speak to each other. Or vice versa. They asked Hazard about his relationship with Ancelotti. He's like, yeah, we don't really talk to each other.
So
Bro, that's your coach.
So no one's talking to this guy because obviously
It's your manager, bro.
Yeah.
Kroos shouldn't be saying this in like the media.
But Kroos always talks.
Yeah, I know
Kroos is
he's
the
a
big
type of
mouth.
player.
No, you're
but
right, though. It's a problem.
that should be handled in the locker room. But if he's not talking to anybody, then I guess it's fair for him just to say in the media because it's not gonna mean anything. It's like he's nobody to them really. But do I feel bad for these lazy players? No. I hate it that they're wasting their talent, but I don't feel bad for them because they do them to themselves.
No, the reason it really disappoints me, because I remember Hazard back when
I
he was
knew
in
you were
his
gonna say
prime
this.
at Chelsea.
It's unreal.
Like, yes, he was unreal, and he would always say, like, I should be winning the Balon d'Or. Like, he had some, like, fire in him.
Do you think him not winning the Ballon d'Or?
I think he said I never cared about winning the Ballon d'Or. Right?
No.
Yeah, I swear, bro.
No.
I swear.
No.
Yeah, I swear.
No, he always said, like, I don't score as much goals as Messi and Ronaldo, but I should be getting the same praise. And that clearly shows he had some fire in him. And now, all of a sudden, he has no care to get minutes.
You think it burnt out because he didn't win a Ballon d'Or? Like his care for the
So
game?
I think Matt has the exact quote of him saying he does not care about winning the Ballon d'Or.
When did he say
Winning
that?
Ballon d'Or has never been a goal of mine.
When did he say that?
Give me a second.
But
5 years ago.
I can say it comes down to him just finding that passion because of the injuries. It's true. Sometimes when you're suffering injury after injury after injury, even players like Pogba, like I don't know if he's lazy, but like for you to be out for how many months now? He's just played his first game of the season in this like last couple weeks.
He's injured,
and he's injured again. He's not showing up to training on time. That's why he's getting banned out, exiled from the European Cup team. Like players like that who have such high like praise because of their past and because of their youth status, because of what they've done with their nation, what they've done with their previous clubs, all these trophies they've won, and now they feel like they've done enough, or they can, lie back and sit back, take the back seat, and still get that praise. Sure, because people like Chris will obviously rate Pogba till the day they die.
Hell yeah, brother.
But
Bias.
Is it right to really give them tip your hat off to players like that, or like anyone who really doesn't really care about the sport anymore but still collecting that paycheck? At the end of the day, might be the reason sometimes your club is going down because of that high wages you're spending on players like these. You know what I mean? Is it really worth spending all that money for players who, had a great stint in their career of like 3-4 informed like runs with their past, but yet they show up to the pitch nowadays and they don't even care? It's like you're better off just converting that money and investing into your future on other players who are actually like willing to sacrifice the time, come early to training every day, and do some sort of impact on the pitch. Because as these guys don't even come on the pitch, what are they going to do?
Yeah.
They're just rotting in the bench, rotting in the change rooms, rotting on their couches at home, watching the game when they're not even present, collecting that paycheck every single week. And then now the club's stuck. You can't really get rid of a player like this.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're literally stuck with him because one, no one's gonna want him, and two, even if someone does, like let's say you loan him out, you're probably still on the hook for his wages, right? Because no serious club is probably gonna take him back and be willing to pay his wages.
No.
But at the end of the day, like I feel like with Hazard, like the injuries, I think really affected his play style. I think he never really figured out how to adjust to the current version of himself. Like you see it happen to some players, but then you can also see other players that, they go through injuries. Maybe they're not as fast as they once were, but they're able to adjust either to maybe a new position or a new play style, like a new role in the team. But it's like sometimes like, you see Hazard go out there and he's trying to take players out on the wing. He just can't do it anymore. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't have that, young, nimble body that he used to have, that he was able to glide through players and take players on and dribble. Eventually you have to kind of, maybe rely more on your football IQ.
Yeah.
Right. And kind of, maybe adjust to a more central position where you're going to take players on. But it doesn't seem like he is really able to do that.
Yeah, because it can get very demoralizing as well for a player like that who used to take players on, used to go into the box, drive dribbles into the box, take the players straight into the play, and get those crazy goals and highlights where he's scoring those crazy goals on the weekends. But when you can't get past players and stuff like that, it's frustrating at times. Obviously, that is an effect of his morale, to training, to wanting to come back strong and stuff like that. But it's right, like players like Royce, for example, back in the day when he used to dribble like crazy quick guys, now he's more of a creative player role. He's still providing even just as much, if not more, and he's dominating that pitch. But, it really comes down to the player and then the mentality that these players have. So
I found here that 7 years ago, Hazard said, I often ask myself what I can do to be like Messi and Ronaldo and score 50 or 60 goals a season. I'm not at the peak of my career, but I want to get better every day.
Damn.
So he clearly had some fire in him. He was clearly eyeing Messi and Ronaldo as the guys ahead of him that he needs to reach. And I get he had injuries, but if you have mentality, you could come back from injuries. Ronaldo came back from R9. Ronaldo came back from 2 absolute like skull-crushing knee injuries and won a World Cup and scored 8 goals. So, and Hazard was one of the most talented players of his gen. And like, unless he has like a medical condition, which is like for example, like a Götze, that was tough.
But even Götze came back.
Yeah.
Like he
came back
overcame it.
considering the difficulties,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure if it's been revealed that Hazard has some kind of medical condition that makes him like gain weight and whatnot. But since I know that he doesn't, based off what I know, it's soft. I don't like it.
He's got to do better.
You got to do better. Like you can't get a 150 million move to Real Madrid and all of a sudden just stop trying, stop caring, and even worse, it clearly shows his teammates don't rate him if he's being exposed in the media. Like, oh, like, like, oh, you feel like you're sad? You're not playing? We give. Like, what the heck?
Well, they probably see him at training doing nothing while they're doing those crazy ass exercises that they do at Madrid training camp.
Those 1v1s they always see like
those
on Twitter
those insane camps that they have, and Az is probably just like
just chill.
passing around, doing keep ups by himself. Like he probably just in his own world, just doing nothing.
Who do you think is Hazard's boy in the locker room?
Probably
Hazard's
nobody.
boy?
He's maybe Ceballos, but like he's getting game time now, so he's gonna start. Like I don't know what you had him.
Like, it's even sadder to see that his national team teammate isn't coming out to say something in his defense.
Thibaut? Yeah.
Like, they're talking to be like, man, like, Hazard, he's
Chill,
such,
my boy.
he's such a great player, and he's dealing with some unfortunate injuries, or he's battling something. But no, like, he said nothing.
Courtois never comes out saying
That national team is broken too.
But then again, if the players aren't coming out to support Vini being racially like abused and whatnot, what makes you say they're gonna support Hazard?
No, there is a problem at Madrid. They don't have camaraderie for some reason. I don't know why. How you not gonna back your player who's getting racially abused? You're just gonna let him get jeers from the fans? Like, I don't know. And when their guys scrap too, like one-on-one scraps, like you don't see the players rushing to help in the scrap.
they're missing Ramos.
Something,
Okay.
yeah. The true, they're missing a kind of dog in there. Like Benzema's the captain, and he's a great player, Balon d'Or winner, but he's not really a dog. Like, remember when he said like Vinny was playing against us?
Yeah,
Like,
That's crazy.
these guys are always back.
Bro, they don't rate
like
each other at that
as
club, bro.
bad as Vinny was maybe playing during that period. Like, what are you doing? Like, you don't
That's
like
crazy, bro.
support your teammates. You're a captain-like figure.
I don't know, man. Some about Madrid, bro, rubs me the wrong way.
So wait, was he there since 2019, 2020?
Hazard?
Hazard came in 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because I'm trying to see what his last stats are for like Chelsea.
It was like right after
he
they
won
won
the
the
Europa
Europa
League.
League, right? They won the Europa
Saudi?
League and he
Did
left.
he get
Saudi.
he got injured when he got to Madrid?
oh, he's always had like an injured
I don't know.
career, but
I think he was like fit when he first got to Madrid.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But it's crazy. He's been there for what? Almost 4 years now.
Yeah. Time flies when you're having fun, man.
He's not having fun.
What a waste of a transfer.
Yeah.
But speaking of transfers, one that could possibly happen this summer, maybe Mbappe. Should
To where?
Mbappe
To
stay at PSG?
Where is he going to go?
Possibly aim for that UCL and become a legacy player for PSG, winning them their first ever UCL and being the second team since I think 93 to win a CL from France? Or does he go to Madrid and stat pad the CLs like they do?
My take on it, I feel like there might be a bridge already burned at Madrid. You saw what Perez said when Mbappe rejected.
Doors are closed?
He was cheesed at Mbappe. And then as a result of that kind of disagreement, PSG decided to build the club essentially around Mbappe. They gave him like ownership. The city's pretty much built around him. France just made him captain of the national team, which it's France, right? So that's something that's within the country. It's within the city. He's very comfortable in Paris. He's a star boy. So I don't know if he should move. I think he should have moved already.
You think last summer?
Yeah, he
should've
should have
did?
moved that last summer, but he didn't. He said no, and it was clearly for a reason. Because he could have got the money at Madrid. He wouldn't have got ownership, of course,
Yeah.
but he could have gotten generational bread. But he wanted to do it at PSG. He wants to win a CL at PSG, that which has never been done before. Heck, maybe I'd want to do it too.
I think he can get the move to Madrid if Tuchel comes next season.
was he good with Tuchel when Tuchel was there? I don't remember,
I couldn't tell you his stats.
but
Just because it's new management. If they drop off some players, get that wages in, they can give him the bread that he needs. You know what I mean? Something different. Maybe the Tuchel has a vision with Mbappe on the side. There's maybe a different vision that Ancelotti really didn't have with Mbappe on the side with now Vini and Benzema, right? So maybe if Tuchel's there, it might be something where like we need a player like Mbappe on the pitch to continue to win, get more results. But that's the only really case I see Mbappe showing up to Madrid next season.
You know what I think low key it is? I feel like another reason Mbappe rejected Madrid is because I feel like maybe he told Perez, and Benzema's a star man and he's there. Nah, I got to be the star man.
Think so?
He's got to get out.
It's crazy how you can say that if you have a player literally Messi, who's the star of the world, because winning Balon d'Or, the World Cup was literally like, we're not gonna go back to the whole that everything was given to Mbappe this season, whatever. But still, winning the best player award, winning another Balon d'Or, probably back to back again. He won the World Cup. Like Messi was still gonna be above Mbappe in everyone's eyes, as much as PSG or Paris or France will tell him otherwise. Because at the end of the day, every PSG fan, every Paris fan, every France fan, I don't even say PSG fan, because some PSG fans will still obviously rate Messi more than Mbappe. But every single French media, everyone's going to tell him, no, you're the best. You're the guy. But look, you have the rest of the world who obviously still thinks Mbappe is not really anything more comparable to Messi or he's been in his career, considering that he's still getting all this praise at his age, right?
Not from PSG fans, though. PSG fans hate Messi. They boot him off the field.
It's crazy.
The Messi fans.
And Messi stays getting blasted, like in like the media. Like even if like Mbappe has like a meh kind of game, it's Messi that's getting blasted. You know what I mean?
Well, the main guy's got to get. Is going to be usually the one to get blasted, just like Ronaldo at any team, pretty much. It's going to get blasted. But Mbappe to Madrid, I was going to say Benzema as well. It's tough for him to get into that lineup with Benzema. I know he's better than Benzema and Vinny, but how do you take one of those players off the team right now and add Mbappe? Like I can't drop Vinny because of like he is part of that Madrid squad now.
Yeah, it's the same way the French squad played Giroud and Dembele next to him.
Who, Mbappe?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's
you know what I mean?
Who are you gonna throw to the right though?
That's the thing. It comes down to the management who he prefers where. If it comes down to like, hey, Vinny, you know what? Mbappe is our left winger now. If you want to play, you got to switch to the right side. You know what? That's it. That's all it comes down to. And then Benzema too. We have Mbappe who's going to be our main guy. You got to kind of change it up a little bit, right?
Because there is a thing like where wingers can't play both wings.
Yeah.
And Vinny, I don't feel like he's the type of winger that could play both wings.
Nah.
He's a winger that likes to cut in and then do something with it. On that right side, he won't be able to cut into his left because he doesn't have a left foot. Same thing with Mbappe. I don't think he could play the right wing either.
Nah, he likes the left better.
So how do you go about this? I have no idea. That's why they need Benzema out.
No, for me, it's so clear what's happening here. Everything has to be catered to Mbappe.
At
Has
Madrid?
to. No, everywhere he is. Everywhere he is.
Oh, yeah.
Paris,
Of course.
it has to be catered for him to let him stay. France, they just gave him the captaincy when it should clearly be Griezmann. Griezmann's been there longer. He's a more leader-like figure. And he doesn't have problems around him. And he's having a great season, too. I think Griezmann should be captain, personally. But again, that just shows it's being catered towards him. They gave Mbappe the captaincy. And I completely feel that Mbappe said no to Madrid just because Benzema was still there. Because look, is Benzema still on the France team? No. Why do you think he's not on the France team?
Mbappe.
Clearly Benzema's not on the France team because Mbappe's there. Mbappe probably said, nah, I don't want him. It's that simple. What do you guys think?
Too much power on one player.
Like, am I crazy to think like that's clearly what's happening?
I can see where you're coming from. I don't think.
Like, do you not think that Mbappe is cleanly like clear as day saying that I don't want to play with Benzema like in any situation?
He's definitely
If that's the case, then I feel like it has to come out with a new management. Because you know, imagine going to Ancelotti being now like, hey, we got Mbappe, we're gonna sign him, but now you have to play him over Benzema. You know what I mean? End of the day, Ancelotti likes Benzema the way he plays. He likes his style. He suits the way Ancelotti prefers his style as well. And now to change your whole system and change your whole attacking threat to compensate and make one player comfortable like Mbappe. Now you're gonna maybe drop Benzema off your team, change the way you really play your system.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that's what, in case it is like they have to bring a new manager in order add Mbappe to that squad too. Because a new manager can come in and be like, we want to play Mbappe. He's our main guy now. Create a system with him. And that's a fresh play for a new manager. New players. They can probably sign new players around him too to help, build that team around Mbappe. But for him to come to a season like it was this season, for example, and they sign no one else but Mbappe, I don't know, is that a really big change for Real Madrid if they had him this season?
The only way I see Mbappe fitting in is if Benzema takes a step back and takes his old role to when Ronaldo was there. And it's going to be like a defensive striker where you could throw Vinny on the wing, but Mbappe is going to be the real striker. That's the only way Benzema fits on that team.
But you don't think Benzema's really kind of like already been like, I've kind of done it all already?
No, Benzema's not going to want to take a step back.
Benzema's crazy
Don't
ego.
think so?
Crazy ego.
Because, man, he already has his Balon d'Or. He already had his huge stint at Real Madrid as the main guy.
He's already like 35, 36.
Like
right?
it's time for like really get that new future, especially a French player. Your future of your national team too. Like take a step up, but like obviously it's tough. But at the end of the day, like Benzema's career is also clicking too. He's not going to be the main guy forever. Like, how many years do you have left on him? With like
maybe 1 or 2
quality.
But he just came off a year where he won a Ballon d'Or. You can't just
and that
be
happens
like,
to a lot of players.
yeah, I'll take a step back to Mbappe.
No,
Well, he's the
obviously
best.
not.
He's the best player in the world.
Obviously
last year.
not, but he had trouble with some players sometimes. Like he does it well with Vinny, but if Vinny's not there, then who?
I don't know.
And even this season, is Benzema really
Benzema's
providing
not
as well as
season,
he
bro.
has the last season?
No.
I feel like he got his flowers. He's really been. Now we can tell Benzema is one of the best attacking threats in the world.
So if you're Madrid, do you sell him? If you're
Who,
getting
Benzema?
Mbappe, do you sell Benzema?
No, you don't sell him.
Nah, he's
You don't
not.
sell
He's
him.
not being sold, bro.
No.
Where's he gonna go?
Whatever his contract is, he's ending.
He's gonna
He's
ride
filling
it out,
right?
and it's done. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Mbappe's not coming then.
But Mbappe is obviously the future. And if you're going to bring a manager who, has that vision with Mbappe on that side, then why not? Because end of the day, like, Madrid have to look for the future because they have Vinny, they have Rodrigo. Rodrigo, too, like, he's getting his spots, but he's still coming off the bench. Valverde, too, like, he's consistent, whatever, but they don't have a player to replace Benzema. They have that one player from the academy coming in every once in a while, but
It won't be.
no one can replace Benzema right now.
Yeah.
And who are Madrid really picking up to replace him?
Possibly Haaland in the future.
Yeah, man. Who one is that?
After Pep
That's
leaves,
when.
probably.
When's that? That's like already in 3-4 years for them with Benzema still.
2024.
I don't know. For me personally, like even though it may be unlikely, I think Mbappe has to stay at PSG to try winning that UCL.
Yeah.
Because that's that legacy-defining moment right there.
That's more for PSG than it is for Mbappe though. Because
No, it's for
Mbappe,
him.
Oh, it's for him.
Mbappe can go to Real Madrid and win the
But
Ballon
that's
d'Or.
not the same as winning a UCL with PSG.
I think like one CL with PSG is worth like 3 with Madrid.
because everyone knows Madrid could win UCLs. They've done it
Yeah.
3 times in a row. They've done it back to back. Like if he could do it with PSG, that's legacy-defining. I
Yeah.
feel like that's what Mbappe is trying to do with his career.
But
Because of how much he's achieved at this young age already.
Yeah.
Because if he could do it with PSG and like continue winning trophies, scoring a lot of goals, like I feel like in his mind he feels like he could be like a top 5 player of all time.
what does PSG need to win the CL? They have
Who
one of the best
knows,
keepers in the
man?
world.
Luck.
They've had some of the best defense in the world with
Nice.
Marquinhos. They brought in Ramos, is pretty well for his age and what he's done. You know what I mean? They have Nuno Mendes, who's been also known as one of the best attacking the attacking wing backs. Hakimi, one of the best right wing backs in the world, right?
The
The midfield is okay.
squad
The
is in balance.
The midfield is okay, something where it's tough to deal with, but at times you're still bringing in decent players in the midfield. You still have Verratti. You bring in all this whole midfielders. Then you have Neymar, who you guys rate from day in day out. You know, I mean, he can create something, but he's injured almost half the season. And then it's just Messi. Like, what else can you get? You have the best player in the world playing next to Mbappe.
They have too many stars.
Knockout competitions require luck sometimes, bro.
They have too many
They
stars.
have
whereas-
like great names on the team, but like there's no balance in the team. Like if you look at like all these great teams that have won, like sure they have great players, they have a few star players, but they also have like a proper balance within the squad that allows them to do their thing. Like if you can't have Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe all just not contributing to anything but going forward, because that leaves the rest of the team to have to defend like dogs, and if they don't, then they're gonna lose the game. Right? Like they don't have like a system. It doesn't seem like the team's all playing together. Sometimes it feels like you have like goalkeeper. Donnarumma is error prone. You've seen how many times has he made mistakes on the ball, especially. the defense is whatever, but like at the end of the day, like the defense can't do it all themselves. Same with the midfield, right? They don't really seem to play as like a cohesive unit. I think like if I'm PSG, like I'm not starting fresh, but I'm almost starting fresh with like Mbappe as the main guy. I'm trying to build like a French core around him of players that want to play for like PSG, not because of the money, but because like they want to play for PSG because they're proud to, right? Like you see, like they have one of the best academies in the world in terms of producing talent. If you look at the players that they produce that aren't playing for that team, it's outrageous.
Yeah.
If they invest in, young French talents like they have been with Mbappe and a few other players coming in, I think that's where you're going to see some success. Like they had their chance with their super team when they lost to Bayern in that final with the Neymar and Mbappe partnership, but I think now it's like you kind of gotta cut it loose and you gotta try something else because clearly it's not working. Like they didn't even score a goal against Bayern.
Yeah, it was tough. Because I feel like sometimes they're even scared to like come out of a season with trophyless. If they put all their bread and all their coins into like the basket of CL, like put all of our bread into that basket. Let's go for 100%, and then say they freaking end up losing the CL finals. Okay, yeah, right. But they don't get any trophies into domestically. Yeah, that's a failure for that club, right? I feel like if they don't come out of a season with at least one trophy, it's like it's disgusting. Even the social media, it's like what the hell? This team got nothing this season. That season they didn't win the league and Lille won, right? It's like they can go for CL and try to win it, but it's also knockout, right? Like anything can happen.
Yeah.
But PSG is a team that still has to come out with at least a title in the league, and it's hard, like you said, 38 games for one season to be consistent. And this season too, they've been suffering a little bit. It's one of the close season too. It's not like they've been running away with the title, right? So I feel like PSG it's not scared, but like it's like if they go all out for the CL. And I'd say players just go in there and they, rest some players to the league and they start losing some games there. It's like that team. It's like a failure for them.
Yeah,
because it's like Real Madrid, sure, like they lost the league, they lose all these trophies, but they're really promising to win the UCL, right? Because they're that team. Just at PSG, I feel like they need a trophy every season, and they're like, and not that they're scared, but I feel like they don't put all their bread into that basket for the CL. As much as the players show up, they have the best squad out there as possible. It's like, it's tough. I don't know.
All I'm saying is it makes most sense for Mbappe to stay because one, he's making generational money. He's getting what, 500 million in like 2 years or something? Two, he's the prince of France. You go to Paris, you go to France, you see Mbappe's face everywhere, bro. See him on Lay's chips, Coca-Cola cans, everything. Three, you had the prime minister of France, Emmanuel Macron, begging him to stay, bro. Man was on his hands and knees begging for Mbappe to stay at PSG, and he stayed. 2, 3, Madrid. Where is he going to fit in? He's best on the left. He's best operating in that left half space. Vini plays there. What are Madrid going to do? Get rid of Vini? Probably not. Are they going to unsettle Benzema as a striker and play Mbappe where he probably doesn't really want to play? Probably not.
He wants to play striker, but it's not his best position.
I don't think he wants to play striker. I think he wants to play left wing.
He wanted to play striker on that French squad, but that's not his best spot.
I don't know. I think he plays best on the left. I can't see him going to Madrid now. It wouldn't make sense unless he plays in that left half space.
Yeah.
He has to be that left winger, like touching the line, ready for that counterattack run. Because he's never making runs down the middle. His runs are always from out wide. In towards the midfield, obviously.
Yeah.
Or he's carrying it down the wing because obviously Vini is... And Vini too. Vini's a player who does come back and support defensively a lot more. Maybe it's hard to really... Yeah, like you'd have to drop Vini. Benzema can be a support player, but Mbappe and Benzema can play. I swear they can probably play together. It just comes down to having Vini on the pitch or not, and whether Vini is able to really transition his play into the right side. Because you're paying the big bucks. You're gonna play Mbappe where he's gonna play, where he wants to play.
Yeah, for sure.
I think as long as Benzema's on the team, you won't see Mbappe on Madrid. No chance.
Oh, maybe.
They clearly don't like each other. Clearly.
Too much politics on that.
Mbappe literally kicked him out of the team, the France team. They're not gonna say that in the media, but it's if you do a little digging or you like read between the lines, like who's running the show at France? Mbappe. So he clearly wanted him gone. It's not Laurie pulling the strings.
That was Luca Digne.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
But yeah, let us know down below. Should Mbappe leave? Should he stay at PSG?
So we come back to this topic every single time because it's always something upcoming with
But
the
tell
news.
us about another generational talent.
Another generational talent. Are you talking about Sir Erling Haaland?
I am.
So Erling Haaland, crazy goal scoring stats, as we all know. Mm-hmm. So to put his current goal scoring stat into a perspective for this season, he's scoring non-penalty goals at a rate of 1.1 per 90. Can you guys tell me how many individual seasons this century a player has scored at a higher rate than that? Only one. Lionel Messi in the 12-13 season. No other. So with this being said, is there any chance for Haaland to claim the Balon d'Or? Can he bag it?
This season?
This season.
No.
It's impossible.
Only because the World Cup carries so much weight, and
No, this season. This year.
But that
January.
But the World Cup's accounted for that, for the Balon d'Or.
From January? Isn't the World Cup from last season? Last year?
I think it goes by season now.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
Not by
right.
calendar year anymore.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right. You're
Goes
right.
by
you're right.
season.
Didn't
Sorry.
Messi win the Ballon d'Or?
Yeah, he would.
Am I tripping?
He did. He won the last Ballon d'Or for last season.
He didn't win it for this season now.
Are you serious?
He didn't get it. He didn't get his 8th.
Oh
yet.
my god. Okay, continue. continue.
Yeah. So I think like if there's anyone who's maybe giving a chance other than Mbappe, it'll be Haaland if he's able to win the Prem, score crazy goals, which he could.
It is.
And then if they can win the Champions League, that's the only chance he has. Like he has to win those two things and score a stupid amount of goals to even have a shoe in to even be sitting anywhere near the table. He needs to have
He has to
that.
play a huge part in Champions League as well. Though.
Well, he is. Look how many goals he scored.
No, but people could ghost. Like it's pretty easy to ghost in a Champions League match.
Ghost and score goals.
No, I'm saying if he was to play in a final and he ghosts, but they still win, that they're like a
Yeah,
1-0 and a
that's
winger
fair.
scores.
But like I don't know. I think like this year, I think it's a wrap. Like this is Messi's.
I still don't rate like want to say that because, yeah, he won the World Cup.
He won the World Cup. He's gonna win Liga, and like
Is he?
whether you like it or not, like he's still putting up like insane numbers. Like no one talks about it because like everyone's used to Messi scoring like 90 goals in a calendar year, but he's still putting up like crazy numbers. He won the World Cup. He's gonna win Liga. Like he's still gonna have like a crazy season. He's gonna win the Ballon d'Or. There's no way he doesn't. Right? But I think Haaland's chance maybe comes after that. Like maybe next year he has a chance. If he keeps scoring goals at this rate, which I mean in this City side, he's going to keep scoring goals, realistically speaking. But I think that the World Cup has too much pull in the Ballon d'Or.
I think next year might be the official year. It's Mbappe versus Haaland. I think that's the official year.
You think Messi's gonna start dropping off
Well,
after the season?
Dude doesn't have a World Cup to win.
Well, next year you're considering Euros.
Yeah, that's fine. They're not gonna. They're not a Euro. Messi.
No, for like Mbappe, for Haaland in general, like whoever wins Euros, that's a big count for that
Think
too.
Norway gonna do it?
Norway can.
No, they're not gonna be in the Euros. You think so?
Yeah, they might.
You never know.
Odegaard, too.
Maybe. But again, there's another major trophy there too,
Yeah.
right? Like you're gonna have to deal with a Euro competition now.
But I think it's easier to win it in a Euro and Copa America year than it is to win it in a World Cup year. Because the World Cup is like, it's massive. Like obviously Euro Cup, Copa America are still big competitions, but like you know what I mean? Like Euro, Copa America, I think like you're at the same table as a Champions League, I think. But like World Cup, like you're not even in the building. You know, World Cup is just huge.
Well, I would say if it's like a World Cup year where Modric won the Ballon d'Or, Haaland can compete with that, because it wasn't Modric carrying his team to the finals.
But Modric also won Champions League that year
You're right.
and the league.
But let's just say that World Cup season alone, like the way Modric won it because of the World Cup, that's the way he
Yeah.
performed, and then besides that, but the reason because Messi literally won 5 out of the 6 man of the matches. Messi carried that team to the finals. Messi, got player of the tournament, most goals as well, tied with Mbappe.
Yeah.
Was it tied or Mbappe beat him? I think it was tied. No, or no, Mbappe beat him. But same thing. He got a lot of goals and
Yeah.
stuff. Because you can't compare that the way Messi won that World Cup compared to the other past World Cups.
Yeah, I know for sure.
So that alone obviously is just crazy of itself.
I don't know. In my opinion, as big as the Premier League is, I can't see someone in that league winning the Ballon d'Or. I don't know why. I feel like the Ballon d'Or is built for Madrid or Barca players.
Or just like proper European winners. Like
Well, yeah, obviously, let's say City win the Champions League. Like, yeah, like there's a very good chance like Haaland will be in a conversation like that. But I feel like if an English team doesn't win the CL,
They don't have a chance. Of
yeah,
having a
and even
player.
if they do, like Chelsea won recently, Liverpool won recently. You didn't see guys from those teams winning the Ballon d'Or.
Van Dijk didn't even get one.
They were like,
Like-
they were the top 3. Like they'll be in the podium, but they're not going to win it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, which is why, like, and especially since he plays for a small nation, I can't see Haaland winning a Ballon d'Or. Maybe ever.
I think he can.
Ever, right?
Once he goes to Madrid,
Yeah. Maybe once he goes to Real Madrid, or
2024, he'll be at Madrid.
How if Mbappe stays at PSG? He's never gonna win a Ballon d'Or.
I think he can. I like PSG is a big outlier in obviously in comparison to the rest of League One. I feel like I could see a PSG player winning the Ballon d'Or more than a Prem player.
I mean, technically, Messi.
Yeah. See, so
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, like you guys are pretty much saying, like Haaland needs that UCL.
Yeah.
Because the World Cup tax adds a lot, you know, and like UCL, if they win it, which they won't because City are serial bottlers and they are not fluent in UCL. They don't habla español. They don't habla UCL. They're not gonna win it. Haaland's not gonna get the Ballon d'Or, bro.
Yeah.
It's going to Messi. 8 Ballon d'Or loading.
but when is it being given out?
I don't know.
End of the year.
Not too sure.
What is it
'Cause they
like at
gave-
the end of the season?
They gave the Ballon d'Or to Mbappe in
Benzema.
Messi.
sorry to
Oh,
Benzema,
Benzema,
to
yeah,
Benzema in when did we go to Europe? August?
November.
November was it?
It's end of the year, so around the end, yeah.
Yeah, it was when the
November.
other season started.
Yeah.
But it was
It was like maybe like October, November. It was like
near
before the World
almost
Cup.
the beginning of the season
Yeah.
the seasons.
I don't
of,
like that.
Yeah.
It's like a couple months after the season's finished.
I don't like that.
So like Messi will
Yeah.
probably be getting his like in October. It's
That's
weird.
it's so far away.
It's strange. It does feel quite strange, but like I don't know. In my head, it works better going by season
Of course.
Yeah.
because I know when I need to start looking at a player and how he's performing, and I know when I need to stop.
So does a summer tournament include the season that just happened before or the season that's happening
That's
after?
where I just kind of got confused in my head, and now that I was thinking about it.
So a summer tournament it adds on to, let's say next year's Euros. That's gonna be a summer tournament.
I'm gonna assume it's gonna tack on to the end.
2024.
It's still a part of that season that just played
It's gonna be
out.
the 2024 season.
Yeah, it'll be part of 2024, and then the next start of the season, 2024, 2025, that would attribute to 2025.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Messi's Ballon d'Or is included in the 22-23 season.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that means the next Ballon d'Or will be a Euro Ballon d'Or.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
pretty much.
understandable.
Or,
That's
or Copa America.
That's because the World Cup was late, where it's added to this year.
Yeah,
So
that's the weird thing.
that's why
Because if it was in the summer,
it would have been last
then
year,
it would have been gone into the last year.
and then maybe Benzema didn't win.
Wouldn't have got, yeah. Yeah, that's crazy.
And then like you said, it could be a Copa America year. Maybe Vinny Jr. wins the Ballon d'Or that year.
Or maybe Messi wins another Ballon d'Or.
Imagine.
Nah, that won't happen.
I think it'll cap out at 8.
Not on my watch.
Yeah.
How many?
Yeah,
how many?
not
How
on
many?
your watch.
How many Copa Americas Brazil have?
Brazil.
9
9. How do you say 10?
Days.
days. Yeah.
Umo 10.
But one thing that was interesting that you just said, you said Vinny Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Neymar's chance of winning a Ballon d'Or now over?
I think
Look.
so.
If he's at PSG, yes. I want Neymar to go to the Prem.
He's not
Yeah,
going
but
to win
you
a
said the
Ballon d'Or with the Prem.
Teams don't win Ballon d'Or.
He'd have to win the
Prem players don't
UCL,
win
bro.
I did say that, but I don't see anywhere else he could go, like in terms of a big club besides the Prem.
Which Prem club?
Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Yeah.
Chelsea.
I could see Chelsea.
Why?
Where else? Where else?
Oh, he doesn't
Well, I'm
fit.
saying if you would have said City, I would not say City would take player like Neymar ever, because he's so injury prone, and literally a player like Mahrez is creating just as much as he is realistically for that team. For that team, for what they need,
I wouldn't.
they don't need a player like Neymar.
They don't need a player like
They don't need a player like Haaland.
They don't, but
They
that's what I'm saying. What the way that Mahrez provides for that team, I feel like Neymar can do equal, but it's just like he's injury prone. So why are you replacing a player like Mahrez for a player like Neymar?
I mean, if
Yeah.
anything, I think Chelsea need a striker more than anything right now. For being honest.
And if you're bringing a player like Neymar to Chelsea, or not, Graham Potter's not helping with that.
There's no way they can buy another like.
Yeah, they
central
can.
player.
Yeah, another false
they
nine
can.
kind of
United, I think you would fit at United too.
I don't know.
Nah, he did.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're winger heavy. They love their wingers.
I love him at Chelsea.
Neymar as a 10, and then Bruno on the left.
This guy's a rent boy, bro.
You said Chelsea.
Where
Bruno's
else?
not
No, he
playing.
said
Like what, Arsenal?
He said
United.
to City.
Back to
United,
Barca.
sorry.
Okay,
That's
but, like,
the
that's
Barca.
not, like I don't even know if I want that. Like,
What? Neymar and Dembele on the wings?
like yeah, that'd be fun in spirit, but like
In spirit.
actually, like yeah, like who's the left winger right now?
This guy rates Dembele more than
Fati?
Neymar, eh?
There's
Gavi.
no designated left wing.
I guess I'd take Neymar back, yeah, but
Should've
I
left.
think it'd be cool to see him in the Prem.
yeah,
He
I
would
don't
get.
disagree.
He's gonna get killed.
Get
He'd
what?
be injured more.
killed.
He'd be injured more than he'd
like
be playing.
injury wise.
Casemiro will take his ankle. I'll take a red card, but yeah, the guy's done now.
He was playing El Clasicos every year.
When he was how old? And how many injuries did he have then?
Not many.
Exactly. And how many ankle injuries? How many ankle injuries has he suffered recently in the past 3 years?
Hey, he's getting surgery.
He's playing
to
in
fix it
League
now,
One,
bro.
the dirtiest
Surgery's
league.
not usually
The League One's the dirtiest
Now it's
league.
the dirtiest league.
It is.
It is.
what?
Why? Because
Liga.
Neymar takes half of like all those percentages.
Look it up.
Why? Because Neymar's literally half the percentages taken from that
I don't
the
know.
stats.
You might be up there.
Okay, man. Half those dives too.
Buddy, the La Liga's the dirty. Look at Gavi, man, throwing elbows around.
Gavi's
He's
crazy.
having his hair pulled, bro.
Don't give me cheese.
Wherever Neymar goes, that's where the dirtiest league is gonna be. Wherever Neymar goes, I'm sure the seasons when he was at La Liga, he's probably the dirtiest league too.
I don't know.
He's the player that calls for fouls. It's true. Just like Jack Grealish does when he calls for fouls, he's the player who gets fouled a lot.
This happens when you can't get the ball off to someone.
But hey, that's what happens when you get a tackle. That's part of the stat. If you're gonna be a player that keeps the ball to your feet, then you expect injuries.
Yeah.
It's true.
This
Change
happens
it
with
up.
Dribblers.
Change it up.
Tell the dribbler not to dribble.
Change it up. Well,
Tell
Ronaldo
the fish
stopped
not to
dribbling.
swim.
How many injuries did really Ronaldo suffer through his career besides that one knee injury?
That one knee injury kind of messed him up.
He's still scoring goals and he's built different.
What, in the desert?
Well, how old is he now compared to Neymar? I want to see if when Neymar comes to a club
No, he won't reach
at
that age.
whatever age Neymar or Ronaldo's at and putting those stats out, then you can go talk.
Brazilians don't play football in their like late 30s.
Okay, well, why? Because they're dribblers and they break their ankles when they're 29, 20, 30 years old.
Baila, bro.
No, man. By the time they're 30 years old, they have a career-ending injury. That's true. Who's the longest lasting Brazilian
hurting
player with
right
that
now.
style?
I'm not arguing Brazilians have like longevity. I agree. They don't have long careers.
It's career, man. It's part of football.
He loves to party, man.
Exactly.
Well, teams are playing big bucks for those players who can last. Look at Hazard. You know what I mean? You're gonna drop all that money for a player who's not even gonna play anymore.
For a player that's double digits and goals and assists this season, yeah,
But
I'd
now-
take that.
Okay, but now he's injured. Now he's gonna get this surgery. How's he gonna perform next season?
Could perform.
Now
good.
is a debate because now you're gonna put is really someone gonna invest the same amount of money that they invested for Hazard for a player like Neymar, who then could come into next season and be injured the whole season?
I don't
A
think
team-
PSG are worried about money.
I'm just saying in general. It's not about the money. It's just what the output is. You're gonna get a player who you're gonna spend 100 million on and
for double digit. I'm sure a lot of teams will be happy the output he already has this season, double digit in goals and assists.
Okay, but what did Madrid expect from Hazard when they bought him? Double
I'm talking
digits.
about Neymar, not Hazard.
No, but what did they expect from a player like Hazard? He was giving
Goals,
double
wins,
digits.
trophies. But I'm not talking. I already talked about Hazard. I said he's a flop.
But I'm saying when you're
Neymar's not.
when you're gonna get a player like Neymar who's gonna come from an injury like this, who has recurring ankle injuries, who's gonna have this surgery now. What if he has a flop season next season? What if his season's done next season?
What if?
You don't know. That's why. That's the gamble that team's gonna take.
I think a team would pay 80 million for him, no
Who,
problem.
Neymar?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
But 80 million really isn't saying much nowadays.
Well, you gotta take in. He's like what, 31 now?
Yeah.
He's injury prone.
But 80 million is 80 million like crazy.
No,
Still a lot of money.
it's a lot of money, but it's not crazy money. That's just like
That 80 million is crazy money.
I wouldn't say so. Not
For
for, not for
31
a
for a
player like Neymar who
31
went
for a
for how much?
31-year-old?
200 and something million.
22 mil?
Yeah, 80
Yeah,
million.
but how old was he when you went
Wait,
there?
Ronaldo left Madrid for 100 million at what, 35?
And was that a good transfer?
It wasn't. It was bad on our books, but as a player, he was still
A
good.
lot of things are bad on those books about you,
Yeah.
bro.
It was bad in the books, but he still brought the output that he expected for what he paid
He
for
still
him.
probably won us a league. So
You know what I mean? For what he output as a player,
yeah.
he did his job.
But anyway, well, going back to Hazard, like, do you come to think of it, then maybe just get like a sponsorship from McDonald's or something,
Burger King, bro.
Burger King.
I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. But
You might as well go that route.
I mean, if you want to look unserious, then that's like the one way to do it, right?
Yeah, no, like I'm being serious, man. Like go that route. You're already known as like
He's
the
got money.
the guy who eats burgers and stuff. Like just go get sponsorship.
I don't know
know,
because
bro.
there's rumors for him going to Turkey, maybe MLS.
Turkey, yeah.
Turkey
If
is,
he-
yeah, I
if
can
he-
see
if
that.
he goes
Like a
to MLS,
he'll be a Galatasaray.
I see
Him,
But he's worried about the wrong
Fenerbahce.
kind of turkey,
I see Fenerbahce.
him, Mertens, and Insigne are gonna be playing together at Galatasaray.
Fenerbahce.
No,
Him and
Insigne's not leaving. Not giving up that bag.
Fenerbahce.
He didn't do the Apple deal for no
Besiktas.
reason.
No, if he goes to MLS, I think he's gonna end his career there 1 or 2 seasons and he's done.
LA maybe.
Hazard?
Miami.
Yeah.
I could see Neymar finish at MLS, like LA
That'll be his next move.
Maybe.
No,
know about
Neymar's
next
like an Inter Miami kind of player.
or Inter Miami. He definitely gonna. He loves. I'm sure he loves the
A lot of
that kind of
Brazilians in
vibe.
Florida, bro. He
MLS
might go
vibe.
there.
He'll be in Miami soon enough. Like I think, if he doesn't,
He's gonna link up with Messi in
yeah.
Miami.
If he doesn't stay at
Suarez,
PSG, maybe he
Busquets.
goes to the Prem for a year or two, but he'll be in the MLS like by the time he's like 34.
You think Suarez goes to MLS too?
Yeah,
And then they recreate MSN. in
I
the
could see
MLS?
them doing MLS.
Suarez gonna be 40 years old.
Imagine.
That'd be sick, man. That would be unreal.
Bro, they need like an Apple TV and like Amazon sponsorship,
Yeah.
the MLS, to like fund that.
It could happen, man. They
No.
could all go at the same time.
Beckham could make it happen.
And they'd be playing under Neville.
Neville. Still Neville, bro.
Crazy. Just sack them.
Imagine, bro.
Just coach yourselves.
Beckham's son in the midfield.
Yeah.
Well, Romeo Beckham?
Yeah,
Come on, bro.
talent man.
But
Yeah, boys. I think we wrap it up there.
Yes.
Yeah, boys. Some heated debates there. Mbappe staying or not? Is Hazard finished?
Haaland Balon d'Or worthy.
Yeah. Let us know down below what you guys thought. As always, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. You know who we are.
We're the culture.
And with that, we out.
See ya.
Later.
God, Barca fan. Ew.
I can kiss the badge since you can.